Right.
It's something that she uses also by herself. Most people would not use the same products they sell.
Right.
But she does it. So
Yeah.
if the owner is using it, then
It's good enough for everyone.
you can't doubt it.
You know, it kind of saddens you to think about how we have been such an underserved market.
Yeah.
For many years. I mean, like, it was a hustle. It was weka tu venyuko.
And you have to wait for months, you know.
And you thank God if you came out as one of the beautiful ones, right?
Yeah. And getting the right shade.
And getting the
you
right
don't want to
shade.
look like a ghost.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at our aunties or, you know, those the elderly ladies that, you know, who you've probably mingled and were into makeup, there was always a lot of, you know, shades that didn't match them because it was something more for Caucasian skin.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it was quite a struggle.
The days of Lady Gay, yeah?
and women looking cakey.
And we were looking all cakey and eyebrows looking all...
Oh God, yeah, the line.
The line.
You just doing the line.
Yeah.
I have a few aunties who still pull that one off.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? And
You should bring them to Linton's. We have a school for that.
There's no way you can change their mind. They're in their 70s
Yeah.
now.
And they're like, no, this is the thing.
This is the thing. But
Nah.
wanachora took a line.
They should come to Linton's. There's a school for that.
Yeah.
They don't have to take the full course. They can strictly take eyebrows.
All right,
you know, and
specifically.
Yeah.
And let's just jump into that a little bit because, you know, cosmetology, which is now about application and studying, obviously, of beauty treatments, seems to have become a boom.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. You know, what's the demand like? What do people want today? Because there are more and more courses that are out there. Then, of course, you can tell us about what Linton's offering.
So best part about beauty is currently now you find it's not just the women who are interested, the men are also interested.
Yeah.
And when it comes to makeup, like you said, you can't have proper makeup without a proper skincare routine. So that means it's the product you use on your face to cleanse, to clean up, you know, you have to hydrate. For sure, what you take in affects a lot.
Correct.
It takes, you know, it has to be intentional and you have to take your time with it. If it's like a prescription.
Yeah.
There's morning and evening. If it's a sunny day, you have to have your sunscreen on.
Right.
You know? So, and it's really nice. It's interesting how it's not just the women who do it nowadays. Some men do it. And it's slowly catching up with both genders now. And I think it's just beautiful how it pops out. Yeah. You know, it's the art that you take from it. But for you to be successful at it, like any other thing, you really have to be passionate about it and get to learn and know what products you're using and what products would probably work for somebody else that will not work for you, because what works for you may never work for me. Correct. And vice versa. So
and it just goes to show that people today are very peculiar about their grooming.
A lot.
I mean, why would we be seeing more technicians being produced every day from technical institutions? You know, you think about how you cannot survive without your nail tech. You can't survive without your barber. You can't survive without that lady who does your facials, you know.
So with us, that's key.
Yeah.
And if you go to any of our spas, you will get the service. So now you'll get someone who will advise you on what product to use. Like I said, we have the likes of Nimiu, Kalahari, BioBalance. If you're starting out, normally we would advise on BioBalance, but again, it depends on your skin type. Right. And also maybe your age, if it's something that you've never done before. So that also could play a big role. And at the same time, your intake. If what you eat, you're exercising, you're doing this and that. It's a whole package when it comes to beauty. Right. It's not just buying the product and applying, but also what are you doing for yourself.
Okay, so Linton's, now that you have said, has grown. We're seeing now the learning institution side of you guys. How did this emerge? What were you seeing in terms of the trend that, you know, kind of popped up as an idea for Linton's? Okay, actually, why don't we start our own school?
So that's quite interesting. Back then, when the academy started, I remember I was still in uni. I had not graduated. But I found it very interesting because, like I said, the eyebrows thing, or how the technique on how to apply your makeup. And in businesses like in weddings, you know, you find the bride wants proper makeup done. But how many people actually do know how to go about it and what products to buy for what kind of client, from where, you know? So the school came up so that young women and men who are interested in beauty can get to learn about it, and they can be their own bosses in future. So besides you going to school and you have your big degree and you're interested in fashion and beauty, then why not? Because how you dress and complements a lot with how you do your makeup.
Right, and your grooming.
And your grooming. Basically, it's the grooming.
Right.
So it doesn't hurt to go to school and learn. It doesn't hurt to know the professionalism behind it. Then you can start your own. For young people, you can be a side hustle.
Right.
And you'll be surprised it will do better than, you know, what you really did study for. So I think the idea behind the school was basically to empower young men and women, or anyone who's just interested in the art of, you know, beauty.
Right.
And for them to know more about it so they can start their own businesses. Out of that, you can even have your own store.
Oh, nice.
You never know.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's all rounded. So the school, they teach about nail technique.
Yeah.
There's coming soon, there's hair and skincare.
Yeah.
Then there's makeup. So with all that, and you can decide to pick what packages you want to start with. We offer internships. We give them, whenever we go out for our small events, when we're sponsoring, the students get to have a feel on what it's like to be out there in a professional setup.
Correct.
And not just because I went to YouTube and I learned about it.
Oh, yeah.
Two different things. Two different things.
Yeah, self-taught.
Self-taught. It's also good.
Yeah.
We do not dismiss that. But where is the professionalism behind it? Can you advise someone from random, you know? Does it have to be an African? Can you advise, you know?
Yeah.
Any community, basically. Yeah.
And it's quite sensitive.
It is sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, don't just wake up and decide that you can do stuff with people's faces.
No, no, you can't. You can't. You really must know what products to use on that person.
Yeah.
You know, how are you going to diagnose which products to use at the end of the day? And if it's skincare, sometimes when you have acne, you know, like these people with acne,
how do you help?
How do you help them?
You're right.
What products, how can you advise them on what skincare to use before they start on makeup?
The theoretical part of it is extremely important in cosmetology.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm wondering, you know, what has just come to mind is about your success stories. I mean, who have you seen who's been a product of Linton's and is now thriving that you can think about and has really inspired very many others? Any
top of the list, Dr. Joyce, for sure.
Yeah.
Top of the list, Dr. Joyce. Yeah. But we also have students
who are doing good.
Who are doing really well out there.
Yeah.
Others have their own stores.
Nice.
Small but growing, you know. So you have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
Others have their own businesses in makeup. I mean, due to privacy, I may not mention some of their names, but you know, I have seen people grow, and there are lawyers who come. We have the likes of lawyers, engineers, retired, you know, retirees, and they come to school and they learn. And from there, they do something big about it, you know.
That's fantastic.
You just have got, again, passion. You just have to do what you love.
I love it.
No matter what comes your way.
By the way, if you do know anyone who's in this particular space, when we're talking about cosmetology, we're talking about people who, you know, have this interest, this passion that she's talking about, for things such as makeup artistry. This is a great time to actually engage Esther, who's on set. You've heard about some of the offerings that even Linton's have for individuals who are in this particular space. Also, if you've got any questions as to beauty and business, tafadhali, please send those through. I do know your friends, your family, your colleagues are actually watching. Watume messages, Sahi. If not, don't talk to them the whole day because they did support you.
Don't look for me.
Cut them off for the day, right?
Yeah.
But even as we're gearing up to go towards that commercial break, I want to find out, because you working as a marketing executive means that you consistently have to keep coming up with concepts and strategies. How do you guys continue to stay ahead of the game? You would think decades on after what Dr. Joyce Gikunda started off, guys will be like, oh yeah, Linton's, but you know, it takes a lot for you guys to be in our faces. So tell us about that strategy and what you guys have to keep doing to just be at the top of your game.
For starters, it's not a one-woman show.
Yeah.
There's a whole team behind me, and we just work together, basically. Look at the new trends, see what's working for us, see what's working in Nanyuki, you do Nanyuki. You go to Kisumu, what's the trend in Kisumu? So basically, you just learn what's coming in and out with your environment. And then also we listen to what our clients tell us.
Okay.
So when you come to the stores and you don't like something, they will tell us. Then you go back to the drawing board and you're like, you know what, we tried this last time, it didn't work. We tried this campaign, it didn't work. So what next?
So there are a lot of fails.
There's just these, yes, you can't have a business without failure.
Yeah.
But you see, for me, that means there's growth. Because if there's no friction somewhere, then there's nothing moving. So yes, we do fail a lot, but we also succeed. So.
Right. One of your biggest campaigns that I think has just blown up is you onboarding very big brands. Right now, even just going to your site, one of the key products that you're actually promoting is Fenty.
Yeah.
This is, you know, R&B superstar Rihanna's brand. It seems to have been a very strategic move for Linton's.
It was. It is. And we're happy with what it's brought to us, for sure. There's growth in that. And you should actually buy, in case you've not bought. You should buy.
Yeah, right.
You should genuinely buy. Go to the site, see, you know, once in a while we have our offers going up. Where we, you know, surprise. The next 2 hours maybe get this.
Yeah.
But Fenty has got to be one of the best brands we've had. But we have other brands like Lancome.
Yeah.
We have Hugo Boss. There's different brands that also, they've done well with us.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kenyans are just receptive. But
yeah, the likes of Clinique as well.
Right.
That's also skincare you can try and look up to, you know. You can try it up and you'll see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Dan, let's take that short commercial break. We are going to be talking more to Esther, obviously, about the nature of the business and even just understanding a little bit more in terms of what Linton's has to offer the market out there. But keep talking to us as we engage this legacy brand. It's such a pleasure to be hearing more about Linton's Beauty World. And this is what we do, FYI, every Monday. We like to feature individuals who are setting a trend or, by the way, just making a mark in this world or in their community. It's always great to hear what people are up to. And so with that, let's take that short commercial break. When we get back,